Okay, I'm going to be electro etching a little mini spike knife for a little 5-year-old. Give him a little arrowhead on the top of it. Okay. This is my homemade machine to where if I wanted to buy one it would be $325 through a company called Electro Etch. You can buy a personalizer that's about $100. I paid $5 for this. It's an old Tyco train transformer. It has DC and AC. The DC is for etching, which pulls the steel out, and the AC is for marking, which will turn it black, permanently black. Okay, now your first step, if you want to get some acetone or Windex, anything with a little bit of acetone in it, and you want to wipe any oil or debris off of the metal. See? Okay, so that will dry very quickly. First step is to take your Long Life etching logo. You can also use fingernail polish and scratch something in the dried fingernail polish, like a name, a number. I ordered these from Electro Etch in Ohio, and this is one of my 2 logos. It says Beecher's Knives. It has a picture of a beard. I always wear a beard, so it's kind of unique to me. Okay, now I want to place it on the blade where I want it to etch. I'm not sure if I want that side. Probably this side. You just want to try to square it up the best you can. I use Scotch tape. You can also use the duct tape, but it seems to melt as you etch. Now you have to be very careful. You have to get this as flat as possible. And you have to do all 4 sides. Now there's many different ways to, or machines I should say, to etch with, but I chose to do a DIY one myself. And you see how I have a bubble in the bottom of that? I have to try to fix that. There's only a tiny little bubble now. Shoot. That should work. I got one more piece of tape. Okay, now that should be sufficient. Kind of wrap the tape around a little bit to get it out of the way. Okay, now next step would be get your little leads, and you want to use direct current. Now the red's actually the negative and the brown and yellow is actually the positive. I have them wired on here backwards. So I'm going to hook the positive, which is the wrong color, to the blade. I'm going to take the negative and use a Q-tip. Now you have a electrolyte solution, which you can buy for $15 a quart, and it comes in different solutions from the company that makes it, or there's other companies besides Etch. But basically they call it an electrolyte, and it is just salt water. So the best option is to use purified water, sea salt, stir until all the salt has mixed in with the water or diluted, and then you have your electrolyte solution. Now this is dirty and filthy because I had to do one other etch, so it is still fine to use. Now you want to get your Q-tip saturated, and you want it up a little higher on the Q-tip where you clip your alligator clip that will complete the circuit. Once again, you are electrochemical etching. Now the first step is the direct current. This actually etches the steel, which pulls it out through my long life etching logo. It has a very fine mesh in it, and that's where the circuit gets completed, and it pulls the metal out through the mesh. And you want to spend an even amount of time going across, whether it's just a picture or all your letters. And it might take you, or me, about 10 minutes to do the etching first, and also 10 minutes to do the marking. But you're going to want to look, listen, and feel for how this is going. Now it's starting to pull the steel through. You might hear it. You might see the smoke. Once again, you want to spend an even amount of time on parts of the logo. That way you have a very even etch. It's not that difficult, but easy to mess up. And have plenty of extra Q-tips on hand because you will go through them quickly. Now, one of the main keys is to wipe and continue to have fresh electrolyte on here. I'm going to move to the beard part of my logo now. Saturate the whole thing, go back to the beard. And you may want to wear a respirator doing this because the smoke it'll make you cough. Because the electrolyte turns into a chemical. That is a lot of the steel that is being pulled away. Now I'm going to switch sides. I'm still working on the beard part of my logo. Smart people would wear a respirator. My wife, who is recording the video, is also coughing. No. I'm going to switch Q-tips, wipe, put my positive back on the blade that I knocked off. Back into the electrolyte, fancy term for salt water. Now I'm going to move down to the bottom where it says knives. Q-tip is getting nasty. Time to flip it. It's starting to burn some of the cotton away as well. I'm going to go over knives for another short period of time. Go back over the beard quickly one more time, and then my name at the top. Okay, now back into the beard. Yes, once again, the smoke is probably not very good for your lungs. I don't know the chemical makeup of it, but it does make you cough. You could either do this with a fan blowing, you know, against the etching away from you, or wear a respirator. If you see the black forming in the electrolyte solution, that is the steel being pulled away from the knife. Okay, I need to wipe it. That is steel and a little bit of cotton. Now I'm going to go over beechers, and then I will switch to the next part of the process. You want to use as much fresh electrolyte. I know I've said it 3 or 4 times, but that makes a big difference. Okay, I will stop. Remove my positive. Once again, my $5 Tyco train transformer beats a $325 to $425 etching machine. They do sell a personalizer for $50, but you can only etch, you cannot mark with alternating current, I'm sorry, AC. I need to wipe this off. Maybe get a Q-tip and try to clean some of the material out of the mesh. And get some of it out. Maybe go over it a second time. Wipe away again. Okay, now the next step is to, now the red this time is my positive. I will hook this one probably back here because it has more room. Okay, I will take my negative. Don't mind my clips are a little bit bigger. Fresh Q-tip, electrolyte, aka salt water. Now this part is alternating current, and this turns your logo permanently black. Okay, that I have the electrolyte spread out a little. The longer you spend on there, the blacker it will get, so the choice is yours with how long you would like to mark it. If you're going to be doing this for the first time, the final product, whenever you're done or satisfied with how you've etched it and marked it, whenever you remove the stencil or your logo and the tape, you are going to be shocked and think it looks horrible and it's not going to turn out. But you have to be patient, which I am not. Back into the electrolyte. Now it's onto the beard. You will have to go over it several times if you would like it to get really dark. If you go over to the other side, you could really see it working. I need to wipe. But you can also have too much of your electrolyte solution on there. You don't want it running all over the place.
About how much does a stencil cost from ElectroEtch?
ElectroEtch charges you a $25 art fee to initially set it all up, and then it is $14 for 8 long life logos. They do a wonderful job working with you, and they make a really cool product. So I think I was, with shipping and everything, around $52 for 16 logos, 8 of each, 2 designs. So it's very inexpensive, really. They told me that you could get, you know, anywhere from 50 to 100 etchings out of one stencil, depending on how deep and how long you etch. My first one was trial and error. I think I might have got about 20 out of it, maybe 15.
Now, when you first get the stencil, do you have to get it ready to etch? Like, use it a couple times before it's...
Yeah, depending on the detail in it. This one here with lettering on there, in order for the mesh to be completely broken through from their, after they print it out of their machine, this one here I had to do 8 prior etches for it to fully break through. My other logo, it took maybe 4 or 5 and it was ready to go. And it comes in a sheet, and all you have to do is cut it to the size that you want. This is my other logo. It's a beard with SBK. This is one of my knives I'm currently working on. I have to make a sheath for it. The wood is curly maple, and the front bolster is cocoa bulla. It has a 1/4 inch lanyard in it, 3/16 pins, 1/8 inch pins in the bolster. This is a full tang knife, and it is number 55. That's my 55th knife. I can see it's starting to get nice and black. I want to go over the knives one more time. I've been having a little bit of trouble with the eye and knives. I believe the H in my last name on the left side of it has not been fully etching through. Once again, the more you use it, the more open it becomes. And once it becomes too open, if it's messing the letters up, you throw it away and get another one. I'm about 2 minutes away from being done. I need some more solution. I'm going to wipe it off. When you're marking on AC, you don't really need to go through numerous Q-tips, because you're just, you know, blackening the steel. You're not pulling material away. So it lasts longer. Okay, we'll go over beachers again. And we're about to the finished product.
And then after you're done with that, what do you have to do to the logo after it's...
I will remove my clips from the knife. I will take the tape and the logo off. You must take the logo and put it in some water with some soap in it, preferably warm water. You have to let it soak, and then you have to gently clean it with your fingers. And I would advise letting it soak for a couple hours and cleaning it several times. That will open your mesh back up and allow you a much better etch the next time you use it. Okay, and we're getting finished up with this. I'm going to hit that eye one more time. Okay. When you are done, safely remove, then unplug your equipment. Now nobody can get shocked. Okay, so now the fun part, checking out your work. You want to gently take your logo off. They can rip. And you can see right now it looks horrible. Oh no, how do I fix it? Okay, so I will get to that in a second. I try to get my logo off. You want to try to be as gentle as you can with it. You can see how filthy it is. I have some Dawn dish soap and some water right here. I will put it in, rub it a little bit, put it back in, and then I will let it soak and clean it several times over the next couple of hours. Now you want to take your knife and you want to find, I had this sanded to 100 grit, so I'm going to grab some 150 or 180 and go over it and show you the finished product. I just so happen to have a piece of corian, piece of leather for a buffer, and I will put this probably in my vise. And then I will go over it. Now, I will take this out of here and hold it. Hopefully the camera will focus. And there it is, Beecher's knives. As you can see, there's a tiny little bit of steel showing in the beard, which means the mesh on the logo hasn't completely broke through yet, but to me that is going to be satisfactory. Thank you for watching.